Hey everyone, today we're diving into something really cool, a single, hand-drawn sketch that hides an absolutely brilliant solution to a problem that most of us probably never even think about. Let's get right into it.
So, picture this. You've got a nice, cozy fire going in a fireplace. It feels great, right? But have you ever stopped to think about where all that amazing heat is actually going?
Well, the answer is kind of shocking. For a typical old-school open fireplace, a huge amount of that heat, we're talking more than 90%, is just lost. Whoosh! Straight up the chimney and out into the night. It's incredibly inefficient. Now, that massive, invisible waste of energy, that is the exact problem that one inventor decided to tackle. And their solution is what we're going to break down right now. And here it is. This is the whole concept, right here in this drawing, labeled the heat-trapping chimney. Now, I know it might just look like a simple doodle, but believe me, every single line and note on this page has a really clever purpose. So how in the world does this thing work? Well, to really get it, the best way is to just follow the path of the heat and smoke, right from the moment it leaves the fire. The whole process is really just 4 key stages. First, obviously, the fire burns. Then, as the smoke rises, instead of just escaping, it gets funneled into this winding maze of tubes. As that hot smoke snakes its way through, its heat gets soaked up by the metal. And finally, by the time the smoke actually gets to the top to exit, it's a whole lot cooler, because it's left all that valuable heat behind. You can see it right there in the drawing. See those arrows? They show the smoke progression upwards. This is not a straight shot to the roof at all. The smoke is forced to take this long, winding road, which is absolutely key for giving it enough time to dump all its heat. Okay, but making that heat transfer happen so well, it's not just about the winding path. This design has 2 very specific, you might even call them secret weapons, that make the whole thing work. The first weapon is what our inventor here calls heat-reflecting walls. You see the note on the diagram? They're on 3 sides and the top. Their job is so important. They act like mirrors, but for heat. They bounce any of that radiant energy right back toward the center of the system, instead of just letting it soak into the walls and disappear. And the system's second secret weapon? It's the choice of material, which is spelled out right there, copper tubes. Now, this is no accident. Copper is a fantastic thermal conductor. That just means it's incredibly good at pulling heat out of the hot smoke inside the tubes and moving it to the outer surface. So you see how these 2 parts work together? It's brilliant. The reflective walls are basically pushing the heat inward, keeping it contained. At the exact same time, the conductive copper tubes are pulling the heat out of the smoke. It's this perfect push-pull system that traps heat so incredibly well. Okay, great. So the system has trapped all this heat that normally would have just been wasted. But that's only half the job, right? I mean, how do you actually get that captured warmth back into the room where you want it? For that, let's look over at the smaller drawing on the sketch, the one that shows the outside view. You can see it's got a nice stone slab front cover. But look closer. See that? Heat vents are built right in. That's the escape hatch for all that warmth we just captured. And this is the beautiful result of the whole thing. The entire unit stops being just a chimney and instead becomes a giant, highly efficient radiator. It's not creating any new energy, it's just capturing the fire's own waste heat and using it to actively heat the room. So smart. You know, it's just a powerful reminder, isn't it? Sometimes a simple sketch, a really clear idea, can be way more powerful than a huge, complicated blueprint. It's all about finding that elegant solution. So, as we wrap this up, it kind of leaves you with a question. This one little drawing completely rethinks something as ancient as the fireplace. It just makes you wonder, what other everyday things are out there just waiting for their own clever reinvention? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me.